security services has been continuing until recently. Top military officers recently gathered at the Joint Officers' Mess for the decoration of 68 promoted commissioned officers. Modula Mensisa was there and reports the need for professionalism and unconditional loyalty to the head of state and country was clearly spelled out.
God Public 5408, Abdullahi Fahad. God Public 5407, Alhaji Sise.
68 of these men and women in uniform Wednesday had their hard work rewarded with ranks ranging from officer cadets to captain. It took them different lengths of time to merit their new ranks, but notwithstanding the variation, the day for them to celebrate and rededicate themselves to the ethics of the military profession had finally come.
Hereby swear on the holy ground that I shall always work towards the maintenance of high standard of unity,
The oaths of office, trust, secrecy and allegiance to which they all swore will now form the core of their new responsibilities. The 68 promoted soldiers consist of 12 officer cadets, 19 second lieutenants, 34 full lieutenants and 3 captains. Promotions in the army, it has always been said, is not based on seniority but merit. This has been clearly manifested at the ceremony. Among the big risers is a soldier who moved from private to lieutenant. Top officers from both the armed forces and sister security services were on hand to deliver messages of wisdom. Most of such messages were on the need for absolute loyalty, professionalism and respect for the sacred oaths.
The Gambia Armed Forces, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Masane Kinte, is moving professionally. And it is our collective responsibility, wherever we are, wherever we find ourselves, to be a team player. Not only a team player, but an effective team player.
Absolute undiluted loyalty to our President and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces. As officers, we have all sworn some oaths. I believe there are 6 in number, and these are definitely the guiding principles.
Leadership, especially in the field, and the sensitivity that surrounds decisions made by junior officers were favorite talking points for both the CDS and his deputy.
Whilst out there with the men, they should see you as their leader, who is very fair to them. Treat all equal.
Decisions what you will make with your platoons deployed outside, with your company given a responsibility to perform within the battalion setup, within the support services, they will have far-reaching implications. Some of the implications will be felt at the highest level of authority in this country. And that is why effective leadership at the junior level is critical.
Invited officials from the police and immigration delivered similar messages. The promoted officers should live up to expectation. The presence of the police and immigration at the ceremony forms part of efforts to strengthen inter-security relations. This is so because security, as has been recently described, is one composite whole. For the promoted officers, the confidence reposed in them should not be lost. It is another move in the transformation process of the armed forces. The need for that is clear, for if the army is to preserve the country's sovereignty by defending its territorial integrity, it has to be well trained, loyal and professional. Modula Mensisa, Grts News.
Artists specializing in different genres on Friday showcased their works at the residence of the U.S. Ambassador to the Gambia. The exhibition, organized by Ambassador Pamela N. White, is among a host of efforts seeking to give exposure to works of art produced by Gambians. Aji Amisise has more. Right now, a man believed to be 60 years old who was...
This fact can be related to centuries ago, given that all cities have their stories being told through paintings and statues. Its role in history has gained prominence in different spheres of activities, from politics to simply soothing the human eye with colors, which can evoke different emotions. With an impact of that dimension though, its popularity is losing steam in the Gambia, blamed in part on modernization. The American ambassador to the Gambia staged an art exhibition in an attempt to raise consciousness of the Gambian art, which she believes is underrated.
I'm a lover of art, and I'm a lover of Gambian art, and I think it's underrated and unrecognized. And so I thought to bring it here to the residents would give it a special meaning.
The 18th and 19th centuries are recognized to be major centennials in which the relationship between arts and literature strengthened. Ever since the German poet Horace mentioned in the piece, as his painting, so its poetry. The two arts has been weathered in the critical mind, giving way to an unbroken dialogue between painters and poets, which has been mutually beneficial. The road runs two ways. Poems usually are the verbal description of the work of art, whilst in every painting there is a message being portrayed.
This particular painting, I'm trying to portray what we have, what we call our own houses, what we call the round, what we don't call the four corner, what we call our natural, traditional houses.
I am a weaker being with stronger spirit, for I am a woman. Oh me, precious me, I am beautiful. Oh yes, truly a beauty am I. I am my father's joy and my mother's pride. I am my children's strength. I am a mother. Oh me, precious me, I am a star, a shining star. I am a talent, a great talent.
The art exhibition is to be carried out after every 6 months according to the ambassador, taking different twists and turns to have everything covered. For art, which has had its contribution recounting history, solving disputes and engaging the mind's purely logical faculty, it being underrated in the Gambia is not to our advantage since we have our culture and tradition embedded in it. For Grts News, I am Ajami Sise.
Well, a man believed to be 60 years old who was riding a bicycle was on Thursday, March 1st, knocked down by a vehicle at around 8 and 8:30 a.m. near Brusubi. A media release from the police states that the man was rushed to the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The release reveals that no documents were found on the victim, who is said to be fair in complexion and was wearing a black trousers and a jeans jacket at the time of the accident. The man's remains are presently at the RVTH mortuary, and the general public is hereby urged to identify the deceased. The dispatch ends. Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back.
billahi ma ne dañuy wax 2 weeks bu nekk dina am ñoo xam ne dinañu win bedroom set boo xam ne dafa ànd ak dressing table ba cupboard ba lal bi ak side table ba yëpp wala ñu win la ma ne toogu yoo xam ne ñu toogu yu baax yu óor yu dëgër pour saal bi moom la ñoo win billahi Gamcel defati na ko Gamcel defati na ko Gamcel nee na rëkk billahi Gamcel defati na ko kër la ñuy joxe $100 rek nga poos dugal ci sa biir mobile nga su ko soxla ba pare win ci kër tey waay Gamcel defati na ko waay Gamcel defati na ko waay ma ne kër la ñuy joxe kër ak ay bedroom set ak ay sofa yoo xam ne yi kenn mënu la ko wax ci taaru ci rafet tey Gamcel.
Welcome back. The death toll in Congo's huge ammunition depot explosion continues to rise. President Denis Sassou Nguesso, accompanied by senior government officials, went to the scene of the tragedy in the city of Brazzaville, where the government instituted a curfew. Reports say at least 150 people died, with more than